It's time once again to go racing.
It does not get any better than this.
The pressure is really on now.
Yes, it's pole position. Lights out and we're racing in PSGL.
The first lap has been absolute chaos.
What an overtake. Oh no!
I've never seen anything like it.
Side by side again. This will be settled right at the end. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers and sisters. Welcome to PSGL Season 30. Indeed, the 30th season. Amazing history being built. I might have mentioned that last week, and I make no apologies for mentioning it again. So, it is round number 2 here at Silverstone for the F2 PC lobby. My name's King Kodiak and I'll be your commentator throughout this evening's race. Hello to those in chat. Please do tell me if anything goes wrong with the stream and I will do my best to do something about it. We are ticking down into the session right now. A couple of changes to the lineup to go through before we talk about who is where and what have you. You'll hear the familiar pinging sound in a second. To indicate that we are heading into the session. Right, so an impressive win from Thomas Ronhaar lights the flag last time out at Portimao. Of course, sees him at the top of the table. Let's have a look at the championships, and there they are. So it is Thomas Ronhaar at the top of the tree. Luke Smith, a wonderful performance from him, as well as also in the F1 lobby yesterday. From Mr. Smith, sees him second. Then that's Simon Pereni, third. Sam McBride fourth. Jack West fifth. Oscar Villacampa, who now takes a full-time seat in this season. I will explain. I believe he does. I need to double-check my notes because I've said it and I've questioned myself in the same breath. Ruben Madreno, who gave it his best earlier on and fell foul of the tyre strategy, sadly. In 7th, and Tom Martinez 8th, Jona Martinstein and Joost Nordlich, who, again, great effort, but was not to be in F1 earlier on. Quick look at the team championship. It is McLaren at the top of the tree. But of course, only one round, plenty of the season to go. Williams second, Alpine third, Alfa Romeo fourth, and Red Bull rounding out the top of the tree, with the Mercedes just scoring a single point. But oh, how things can change in a week. Anyone that saw yesterday's thrilling F1 race will know just what an amazing race it was. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Won in the end by... Oh, I've forgotten. Oh, I had it in my head then. I know that pole was Nicholas Longo, but it did not go his way. Anyway, where are we this time? We're at Silverstone. And anyone that doesn't know this circuit, well, where have you been? An amazing track. It's been in its current layout since 2011, with the exception of the Hampton Straight being renamed last year. And we all know what Silverstone is like. Let's head to the track then, as people are starting to head out there. It's just myself in the box this evening. My usual partner in crime, Mr. Aladar, is not able to make it. So I shall do what I can in his stead. So let's head to the track. Who shall we pick up first? Jordan Poland is who we're going to pick up in the AlphaTauri. A few people coming out. Generally soft tyres on the board. Now, we did have a bit of a mixture of weathers in the F1 race yesterday. Started dry and did get damp. A few people trying their luck. A great effort from Luke West. I'm mixing up Luke and Jack's name now. Luke Smith, even leading the race. He was a medium starter. Started 11th, so went for the medium start. But alas, the tricky conditions were not going to get his way. Simon Peroni finishing in third position. Where is he? Simon, where are you? Where is he? There he is. Hasn't left the pit lane yet. So then, a few people out on track now. As we see. Oh, that's never a good thing to see. The migrating host. Now that usually triggers a lobby restart. And that's a shame because the weather was looking pretty good. I will await to see whether that's actually the case. That always makes me nervous when we see that. Oh, I've had a message pop up. Are we having a lobby restart? Let's have a look. I know that's going to cause... your network connection is poor. How dare you? Lobby restarts. It was the wrong settings. I did think it did look a little late. Oh dear. The lobby settings were incorrect. Oh dear, oh dear. Whoops. Oh well. We need to start again. These things happen, ladies and gentlemen. Simple mistake. Let's face it. Running the leagues is not a work of a moment, and we always appreciate those that take the time to not just actually be the lobby host, but to do all the background, stewarding, the actual running of the league. And you've got to remember, PSGL is 15 tiers or something like that, including the PlayStation side. So 7 on the PC. Oh no, that's just PlayStation side is 15. There's 7 on the PC side. So, 22 tiers takes some management. So, a few mistakes are going to happen along the way. So, let's not be too harsh on our lobby host for that. So, I'm just going to bring up my usual holding music whilst we talk about this wonderful circuit. I am a big fan of Silverstone. I make no apologies for that. I was there in 2018 in the burning hot sunshine. So we will see what the weather holds. Like I said, for the F1 race we had yesterday, it started dry and it was dry almost throughout, right up until the last 7 laps, I believe it was. And then the weather turned rather inclement. You can hear me pinging away in the background. I am now in the new lobby. So hopefully that should be set up correctly. And we'll get this race underway as quickly as we can. We do apologise for the delay, but like I say, simple mistakes happen. Let me just get this music on in the background. There we go. That's my holding music that I run in the background. So Silverstone then in its current guise, 3.6 miles, 5.89 kilometres in length, has been in its current layout since 2011, and it is an absolutely gorgeous circuit. It's been, let me just have a look here. So back in 2010 was when the only thing really changed in 2010 was the pit lane layout, but from 2003 to 2009 was its previous layout. So you started just after Woodcote, and you then went into Copse and Maggots, Beckett's and Chapel, as opposed to where we start now, which is the first turn. It's Abbey, and the part from Abbey right through to Luffield was completely different. 2002, 2009, and then I think 97 there wasn't a great deal difference. Or going back to 1997, it was more kind of infield and pit lane changes. Slight tweak in 96. They made a bit of an alteration to where Priory, or what was called Priory in Brooklands back there. 94 back to 94 again. That's more infield kind of. Stowe was reshaped. That's true. Yes, I'm looking through old maps to talk about that. And back to 91. I can't say I remember what Silverstone looked like back then. Vale was a bit different, as well as Priory, Brooklands, etc. Just waiting for everybody. Everyone is back in the lobby now. So, what's the bet? I wonder whether we're going to get nasty weather now that we've had to redo it. We will see. We will see. So, what can we expect from today's race? Well, if anything, like last week was to be expected, we're in for an absolute stormer, quite frankly, as we had absolutely amazing racing, as we did in the If you haven't seen the F1 race, once this is concluded, I would highly recommend going to see it, because wow, did we see some amazing racing. And fair play to those that from this tier, from the F2 tier, that actually stood in reserve for some of the drivers that weren't able to make it. You have to remember that a vast majority of our F1 drivers are part of the Challenger Series, so they are going to be tied up with official duties, so to speak. So, we had Luke Smith, we had Simon Pereni, we had Ruben Pedreño, Sam McBride, we had Mr. Hoffland, and also used Nordyke that were taking part. Sadly, for Just and for Duncan Hoffl, they crashed out early on, which was a great shame. Sam McBride crashed out from 6th place on the exit of Chapel, around about the halfway stage, I think it was. Ruben Pedreño was in a really good position until he took a gamble on the strategy, trying to run the dry tyres in wet conditions, which, it was a decent gamble. It's actually remained dry, as you can see. It was a decent gamble, but did not pay off for him, unfortunately. So he finished in 15th, but Luke Smith led the race for a while, but when he came in was when the safety car came out following Sam's crash, and he hadn't it just started to spit, so he had a horrible decision of whether to go for dries, stick with dries, or go for wets. And he stuck with dries, and sadly it wasn't the right decision, which is easy to say on the outset, but it was a decent gamble to make, and sadly it didn't pay off for him. But he still finished in 6th, as he did come back in, fitted wet tyres, intermediate tyres. A number of people tried the strategy, the same strategy of staying on those dry tyres. So he was able to work his way back up to 6th, but Simon Pereni finished in 3rd. I mean, what an amazing performance from Simon. Absolutely fantastic stuff. It was like a 0.3 of a second separated 1st to 15th in Q1. That's how close it is over in the F1 side. And in fairness, we see very, very close battling here as well. Right, enough waffle. Let's talk about what is going on track, shall we? Wow, a lot of people came out very quickly then. So let's have a look at who we've got. We've got 2 changes I'm aware of as far as stand-ins. Now, Conor Muir is not able to make it tonight, so his place is being taken by returning to this fleet. He was a full-time driver last season. Is Jeffrey Miguel Rino Ricci in the Aston Martin, and also standing in for one of my windows isn't there. Whoops. Apologies. I know I had this all sorted before the restart. I'm blaming the restart, Is Will Lewis is being replaced by, there he is, Floris Vyers. Glad to see Floris with us. He was again in reserve last season, but he returns to us in the Hats. Now, one other change that has happened to the full-time lineup is Antoine Desilewski has opted to not continue with this game any further. So he in the Aston Martin has been replaced by Oscar Villacampa. No, that's not Oscar Villacampa. That's our race winner from last season. That's from last race, rather, Thomas Ronha. That is Oscar Villacampa. He's gone for a medium tyre run. Is everybody out? Everyone is on track. Curious that everybody has come out. Now, are we seeing... I wonder if that means we've got wet weather coming up in the race. There are quite a few Dutch people. There are quite a few Dutchies in the field. So one of the most notable is Mr. Nordyke. Used Nordyke in the Mercedes. No, wrong one again. There he is. So took part, as I say, in the F1 race yesterday. He did very, very well. He did a decent effort in qualifying. What did he qualify? 12th he qualified, but sadly the race did not go his way and was out very early. He was actually the second man out, beg your pardon. But Mr. Nordyke is from Dutchland, along with Duncan Hofflund, beg your pardon. There he is in the other Merc. Duncan's race was, by his own admission, he needs to build a bit more confidence on the PC side. He's come across from the PlayStation side, so he needs to build a bit more confidence. That was his words, not mine. I mean, in fact, he's in F2 and not doing too badly, quite frankly, as Mr. Ritchie, Jeffrey Ritchie, first to get a time on the board, immediately beaten by the person we're staring at, which is Duncan Hoffland. Who else have we got from Dutchland? Oh, yes, of course. Our race winner from last... Oh, there's Used Nordyke, so it's the Dutch pair up front. The Merc 1 and 2 at the moment. Where's Mr. Ronha? There he is. Race winner. I was going to say race dominating. He didn't so much dominate the race, but he was so consistent. His pace was absolutely superb, obviously, because he qualified on pole. But he was just unchallenged. But it's not like he built up a massive gap and ran off into the distance. He did exactly what he had to do. So that led me to believe he had a bit more left in the tank, which will be quite scary considering he won the race comparatively. I know it's the Netherlands. I'm just being daft. It's not called Dutchland, I know. Who else have we got from the Netherlands? Let me just have a quick look through my list because I can't entirely remember. Poland is from Holland, which is always a strange sentence to say. Yeah, Jordan Poland is from the Netherlands as well. So there he is, currently in 8th position. The soft runners at the top of the table, as you would imagine. Now, what was our pole time from yesterday? It was a 1:25.692 from one double champion, Jarno Opmeer. So we are already knocking on the door of that right at the beginning of the session. So, this could be close. Could be very, very close. The top of the times actually would have put them in the top 15 from Q1 yesterday. Would have actually... No, they were not quite in the top 10 shootout yet. But we are very, very close. We're only about 13 thousandths from Danny Beresnay's top 10 time. And, yep, Ron Hara is on it again. He's not hanging around, is he? 1:25.791, showing how it is done. Luke Smith, I'm assuming he invalidated his lap last time around. He's crawling back to the pits. And Simon Perroni is still not out there. He's leaving it a little bit later on. Q3 was... Oh, beg your pardon. Yes, I'm reading my notes wrong. Yes, quite right. Q1 time was a 25.692 by Jarno Opmeer. 25.3 was Nicholas Longay's pole time. Yes, beg your pardon. Short qualifying for F2. It's only the F1 tier that uses the full three-phase qualifying system. The rest of the tiers use the short one. Just the McLaren still out there. Oh, Tom Martinez is still out there as well. Front runner in the. Is he the front runner? Yeah, he's the front runner of the medium so far. Let's turn that menu off, shall we? So yes, well spotted. Yeah, I read my own note incorrectly. The pole time was a 25.362. Unreal time from the French star of Nicholas Longay. The only other Dutchman that I haven't mentioned previously, following on from what was said in chat earlier, is one Jona Martins, otherwise known as Neon. Where is he? Jona is in... Where is he? I'm blind. Where is he? There he is. 17th. Oh, he said to come back, just come back out, Ashley. Is he on a set of mediums or is he on... Oh, he's now on a set of softs. He set his time on a set of mediums. That's the only problem when you have that spectator menu off. You're not sure which detail you're looking at. But that's the currently fitted tyre. So only Tom Martinez, or still with those mediums on his car. Yes, poll predictions, people. Who do we think, in a dry and sunny Silverstone, is going to come away with the top honours? It would be difficult to look away from Thomas Ronhaar, being that he set the early pace but was also so comfortable in his performance last time out. Well, I mean, in fairness, there's so many good drivers in this field. I mean, I'm looking at Simon Perroni, who, I'm going to say, finished third yesterday. Really, really pleased with his performance in particular. So I am going to go for an outside shot on, and he's just come out again in the second Alfa Romeo, Simon Perroni from France. Again, apologies if I'm not getting that name quite right, but that's how I think it's pronounced. He's now our sole Frenchman. He wasn't when Antoine de Zalewski was in the field. We had two Frenchmen representing the tricolore, but it's now just Simon Perroni, and everyone's come back out again except for Tom Martinez. He's ditched his medium tyres, by the way. Let's ride on board with Use Nordic then. Currently 10th in the championship, sweeps through Abbey, through Farm Curve, which is a fairly non-existent corner for these cars, down through the gears, about 75 metres, down through Village and then through the loop. nail the throttle to the floor, sweep through Aintree, and get a decent run down the Wellington Straight. I also remember Kimi Raikkonen having an extremely scary moment down there a few years ago. Now into Brooklands, and you've got to get Luffield right. That's where I watched the 2018 Grand Prix from, was the grandstand there, and I got absolutely cooked because it was roasting hot. Through Woodcote, screaming towards Copse. Wow, we saw some great side-by-sides here yesterday in the F1 race. And again, Copse is flat out in these cars when it's bone dry. Baggett's and Beckett's now. A favourite corner sequence for many, many drivers. And then it's Chapel. Now this is where Sam McBride's race ended on this. We didn't see it on the stream, unfortunately, but that's where his car came to rest. It was on the exit of Chapel. Now it's Stowe. Again, a few banzai manoeuvres that can happen down there following the long hanger straight. Now Vale. Well, Vale's the straight, but this complex, I think, is often referred to as club. Final turn. What does Youth Nordic do? It's a 25.718 as the race as the pole time continues to fall. So 25.718, just about 0.8 of a second, or just under that between yourself and Thomas Ronha. Let's have a look then at where's Luke Smith. He is coming down towards Copse on his out lap. So I'm keeping an eye on Luke Smith and Simon Peroni because they've yet to get a time on the board. So yellow flags we don't tend to pay too much attention to, of course, during qualifying, as this is where this is where people are just slowing down. Shanaka Clay did win, yes, but he wasn't first over the line, was he, Jess? Remind us who was actually first. I've forgotten. That's annoying me because I watched the race earlier. Oh, goodness me. But hello to everybody in chat. Glad to have you along live with us, and hello to those catching up post-event. Everybody is always welcome here at PSGL. What can Luke Smith get on the board? That's a 25.646. Very nice indeed. Great performance from Luke Smith. And Ronha has actually improved on his previous time at 25.714. 4 thousandths of a second ahead of Youth Nordlic now. That's Nordijk. I keep saying Nordlic. I've added an L in there. Apologies. It's Nordijk. I must remember it is Nordijk. So most people opting for the soft tyres. Not many people keep on running on the mediums. So Jack West has come in. 25.881. Sees him in 4th position. 25.881 would have seen him around the 15th position. 14th, 15th kind of area yesterday. It just goes to show how close the performance is up front. Still no time from Simon Peroni, so he's come back in without putting a time on the board. Who else can we have a look at? Jack Laverty. We haven't had a look at you. Never mind, you're coming into the pits, so we're not going to continue to look at you. Floris Valles. What can we expect from Floris? Into the bits is what we can expect. Now, this caught the commentary team out quite a few times yesterday. Is every time they jumped on board with someone, they came into the pit. Sam Corby, he's not pushing, is he? In the Red Bull, along with Tom Martinez. 14 and 15 for the Red Bull pair. That doesn't... that's not a push lap either. So everyone, the only car on track is actually Tom Martinez flying miles off the road on the exit of Copse. Nothing chill about Silverstone racing. That's true. That is very true. Silverstone is one of those tracks that always generates such amazing action. Get on Luke Smith. What's the point? He's in the pits. He's not going anywhere. I will happily jump to Luke Smith when he's on track. I will stare at his pit garage otherwise. I've got no choice now because the only car out on track has just now come in. There we go. There's his pit box for you. Happy now? Okay, we've got some fidgeting going on in the Red Bull garage, I think. That's the Red Bull coming in, yes. So this is literally, just as I said, this is the first time. It has happened a couple of times where everyone is in, but it's not normally very long. Thankfully, Mr. Nordic is saved me the difficulty of having to talk about literally nothing whilst I'm flying solo in the box tonight. So he's come back out on track, and now you just watch the mini-map look. Now everybody is streaming out for what I call the Banzai phase. This is where nothing is left on the table. And again, everyone is sticking with the soft tyres, wondering what weather we're going to get. If anybody is watching any of the drivers' own streams, if any of them is streaming, if you know what the weather conditions are, feel free to bung it in chat. We will see what happens, or we will have to hazard a guess when we get there. So I still can't get on Luke Smith because he still hasn't left the pit lane yet. So still not going to stare at his box, but most people are back out on track now. So including Simona Pereni, who is my vote for pole. Get your predictions in for pole. We've got less than 3 minutes to go until that question is answered. So look at the Frenchman. He's got a lot of traffic directly ahead of him, so he's going to have to be careful about how he gaps himself. Let's have a look to see what he can do. Now everybody except for Thomas Ronhaar has come back out on track. The McLaren leaving it to the very, very last minute. There's Luke Smith, as Jess asked for earlier. Oh, not staying on board with that. Unfortunately, the sound glitch has kicked in, and I think I can see, yep, Thomas Ronhaar now coming out on track right as people are starting with their flying laps. That's a bit risky from the lead McLaren driver. So, Joost Noordijk on his final flying lap. Then he's got some traffic ahead of him. Looking at the map, he's got an Aston and his teammate screaming up. Well, he's screaming up upon them as we swing through Brooklands and into left field again. Keeps it nice and tight. A few different ways of taking that particular corner, and he is slowed down. He's not. He's got just about enough time to do that to limp round and see what he can do. A few people saying Chanakinchi. He's certainly capable. Everybody in this field is capable of pole, in fairness, but Chanakinchi on a flying lap currently sits 11th at 126.016, matched to the thousandths of a second to Sam McBride, currently sitting in 12th. Now Sam qualified in 17th with a time that was 3 thousandths of a second quicker than this one. You want to talk about consistency? That's stunning. Well done, Sam. As I was running as high as 6th until his race sadly came to an end. Into Maggins and Beckis then for Chanakinchi. Most people on their last lap, and so 10th and a bit up for Chan. Thomas Ronhaar, where is he? I think he's coming to the end of his outlap. We're assuming so. What can the AlphaTauri do here? Into Vale. Into Club, beg your pardon. 126.016 in 11th at the moment, so it'll be an improvement. It's up to 5th with a 25.865. 11 thousandths off the back of Floris Vyers, and he can do no better than that. So Joost Noordijk has come across the line. He did not improve. Simon Pereni did. A 25.599. Andre Tarabukin has retired from the session with a 25.956. That's 25.5. Well played, Simon Pereni. That is 0.3 quicker than his time from yesterday. That's stunning. Ruben Pedreño, 25.907. Thomas Ronhaar up to, oh, big man. No, he hasn't. No, it's Luke Smith. I think there's, no, someone's qualified. Oh, Tom Martinez. Tom Martinez has jumped up into 5th position at 25.828. Jack Laverty 8th. Norbert Jakob in 10th. Sam Corby couldn't improve from 11th. Who was ours? Duncan Hoffl. That's a bit more like it. 25.788. Wow, 0.4 quicker than his time from yesterday. Stunning effort from that one. But Simon Pereni currently on the pole. That's who I tipped for the pole spot. Joost Noordijk is retired from the session. He can do no more. Who is out on there? We got to look at Ronhaar, haven't we? Coming round. And he will not be beaten. Thomas Ronhaar by 700ths of a second has taken that pole time from the Frenchman. Wow, what an effort from our race winner last time out, the Dutchman, claiming that pole time from the Frenchman. Great effort there. Look at that. We have Holland, France and Great Britain represented in the top 3. Wow. Fantastic. Is anybody else on a lap? I don't think anybody is. So the grid is as you see it. Wow. Thomas Ronhaar. There was never any doubt he was in contention for it. But in fairness, Simon Pirelli, what an effort there to really make Ronhaar push. And those times still very, very close. What are we, 6/10 from first to last? That's amazing stuff. Let's see then if that translates into race pace. Well, obviously he's leading the championship for a reason. As he's up behind, which Williams is he behind? That's Sam McBride. As the 2 AI drivers are going to argue about that. I think we're waiting just... There we go. I think we were just waiting for Chan to confirm his retirement. Well, it's 2 for 2 then for the Dutchman in the McLaren of Thomas Ronhaar as for pole positions. But there you go. Not even a 10th behind you, Simon Pirelli. And Lou Smith and Hughes Nordic take on row 2. Duncan Hoffl and Tom Martinez, row 3. Floris Valles and Chana Kinchi, row 4. Jack Laverty and Jack West in row 5. Norbert Jakob and Ruben Pedreño, row 6. Andre Terbuchen and Jordan Poland take on row 7. Row 8 is Sam McBride and Oscar Villacampa, and Jeffrey Ritchie and Andreas Dormeyer take on row 9, and I didn't even get a chance to read the bottom 2. Now, is it going to be wet or is it going to be dry? Let's have a look. You just never know with Britain. Answer is... Come on, don't leave us hanging like this. It's dry. It is dry. So a lot of people using the soft tyres. No one really using much of the mediums. Interesting, but will it stay like this? It didn't stay like this all race for yesterday's race, and there's every chance that the same may happen again. Right, we know this full dry for the whole race. Right, thank you very much for that. So it is going to be dry from beginning to end. So those that suffered the nightmare or the ignominy of getting the tyre strategy wrong won't necessarily face the same challenge this time around. Grabbing a drink while I have a chance to. As we start the parade lap then. At McLaren of Thomas Ronhaar doing what he can to make his name a regular on the top spot. The F3 champion Simon Pirelli right on his case. Then it's the Alpine of Luke Smith. It was only just over a 10th off the top spot this time around than Hughes Nordic. Much stronger qualifying this time. The qualifying wasn't bad last time, in fairness. Am I a real F1? I wish I were a Formula announcer. I wish I were. But no, I make a nuisance of myself behind the microphone here at PSGL, a few other places. I do some circuit commentary, but it's at club level, not at Formula level, I'm afraid. But who knows where this year may take me. Right, just make sure they've got the necessary elements on. What tyres have gone for? Well, Yona. So it was Sam Corby and Yona Martins were the only two that I didn't see, but Yona, that surely is a mistake. That's the wrong car. That's the one I was aiming for. That has to be a mistake, surely. Unless it's just a case of nothing to lose. Could well be. Could well be. I mean, it's a big gamble to start at the very tail end of the field on the softer tyres. We'll see though. They'll come through Stowe now. Quite a few of these drivers have already had a practice run at that. Thomas Ronhaar wasn't one of them, in fairness. We can ignore the predicted pit stop strategy. I don't think anybody is going to be running the hards. We certainly didn't see it last time out. I say last time out, we didn't see it yesterday. I think Duncan Hoffl ended up on hards, so he must have had some kind of damage and then retired the car. I seem to vaguely remember that his name had the hard tyre symbol next to it. Thank you, Sergio. Best commentator on this channel. That's very kind of you. That is very kind of you indeed. I try my best. That's is all I can say to that. I do try my very best. I do partly have Jess, who manages us commentators, to thank for the fact that I am in this position. Right, enough waffle. It is time to get this race underway. It is time to wind him up and let them go. And that's a steady stuff from Ron. It's a decent one from Pirelli. Let's ride on board with Jus Nordic as we scream on down towards the turn one. Pirelli and Ron are side by side. Jus Nordic and Luke Smith side by side, with probably hundreds of side by sides going on. As did Pirelli get the... Yes, he did! Pirelli managed to wrestle first from the McLaren. There's Luke Smith trying to go outside, coming through the loop. And then the Mercedes decides he wants the third spot as well. But Pirelli now ahead of Ronhaar, still side by side, screaming down towards Brooklands. Good lord, that is close. But Ronhaar's going to have the first inside line, but Pirelli's maintained his momentum just about. Can he maintain the top spot? Looks like everybody has survived the opening lap. I say usually when I say that is when somebody then is punted off into the wall. But Pirelli now leads. McLaren of Ronhaar second. Nordyke and Smith side by side. Oh my goodness! What on earth happened to Ronhaar? We've lost Jonas Martins. Did I not just say that? Did I not just say, commentator Kirsty, we've lost Jack West as well. Oh no, Jack West has flown off the road at Copse. So we've lost one at Woodcote, one at Copse. We don't know what happened there. Floris Vyers is injured. By the look of it, he says, oh no, there's an Aston off. It's Miguel. It's Jeffrey Miguel. What am I saying? Jeffrey Miguel Rino-Ricci has gone off. My word. But Pirelli leads Jus Nordyke, leads Luke Smith, and now Ronhaar is down to fifth. My word. This race has gone from bad to disastrous. What on earth is going on here? Now, it's obviously not come into the pits, so we'll see if he's able to maintain that. Into the pits comes Norbert Jacobi and Chanakinchi. Oh no, disaster in lap one for several drivers. They're surely going to go onto the hard tyres. I said no one would use them, but lap one pitters generally don't have a choice. Oh, what a great shame. So then, up front, still no DRS, of course. We know how this procedure goes. The field's still very heavily condensed. Whoa, who was that in the Red Bull that was very close? With Tom Martinez and Jack Laverty very close. You just about see Ronhaar on the right-hand side of that shot. Interestingly, Norbert Jacob and Chanakinchi both going for soft tyres, curiously. They're going to have an argument amongst themselves. They're going to have grays. Look at this pack. Fantastic stuff. But now up to the soft runners to see what they can do now. I believe it was Jarno Opme yesterday was the first soft runner to pit in about lap 6. So we might see people try and adopt that same... It sort of worked. It did gain him a little bit. Didn't gain him masses. As Simon Pirelli is trying his best to shake off the Mercedes of Jus Nordyke. Look at that. Bit of a gap forming between Luke Smith and Duncan Hoffl, third to fourth. Not too much of a gap. You can see then Duncan Hoffl still in DRS range. And Ronhaar's not on his tail. Maybe Ronhaar's not quite as comfortable. Mind you, I say that, we looked for that off-board shot and it looked like he was right on his diffuser. Doesn't seem to be quite as comfortable here in Silverstone as he was last time out at Portimao. But we will see. We will see if he's able to rediscover his pace from last week. We're only on lap 3, so let's not rule him out just yet. So Floris Vyers, there he is on the soft tyres in amongst the medium starters. So he had trouble early on. Oh, Pirelli's been overtaken going into Brooklands. I looked away at the wrong moment there, didn't I? As the Mercedes now leads the way. Luke Smith right behind him still. So that was a run on the Wellington Straight on the inside of Brooklands. Nicely done from Jus Nordyke. My goodness me, great effort there. Swinging through Copse and screaming towards Maggots and Beckett's yet again. Medium runners are still in DRS range to the soft starters, so they haven't spread out too much. So they're doing a pretty good job of staying in the slipstream. Now, does Simon Pirelli have an option here? DRS now being used. Oh, simple move from Pirelli to regain the lead into Stowe, and Jus knew that was done. He knew that one was done. Didn't try and do an unrealistic defensive move. Whoop, as Luke Smith tries to get close enough to see the underpants colour of Jus Nordijk. A little bit close to comfort there. Ronald with the fastest lap. Of course, that will continue to change as the race goes on. But is the McLaren now starting to rediscover his pace? There is Laverty, then Martinez. Pedreño, the lead of the medium starters. There he is in the second McLaren. Still well within DRS range of Tom Martinez ahead. Chan is the first one with the penalty on the board. Pushing a bit too hard to try and keep pace with Norbert Jakob. He was a little bit prone to that last season, I recall. Jumping up to the front, we can't look away from the front too long, and you can see behind Thomas Ronhaar there is a bit of a gap there, so that's 5th to 6th. If we jump on board with Jack Laverty, that's what it looks like from the Haas's perspective, and the Haas is a bit in a bit no man's land almost. He's close enough to maintain DRS off of Thomas Ronhaar, but not close enough, nowhere near close enough to be able to mount a challenge at all. But you know, the safety car really shuffled the order from yesterday, as Flores is also on the penalty board. He didn't want to be outdone by Chanakinchi, and so he's added his name to the penalty board. He's really destroying the gap. Oh, never mind about that. Luke Smith on the inside line at Stowe, trying to get past Simon Pireni. We get on board with Duncan Hoffl. Great ringside seat for that, and Luke Smith now up to second place. I should know better by now than to look away from this lead battle, because every time I have, it's changed hands. Jus Nordijk now with the fastest lap at 28.709 on the board. And Duncan Hoffl enjoying a great, as I say, best seat in the house for the lead battle ahead, which he himself can easily count himself in. Right behind him, Thomas Ronhaar, still looking very menacing there, just biding his time, I'm sure. I wonder if... Oh, wow, the McLaren looked a bit squiggly coming out of the loop. Now, I wonder, if I was Ronhaar, I would strongly consider trying to do the undercut. And where on earth was Duncan Hoffl going? My goodness me. Into Luffield yet once again. Ronhaar's nailed to the back of Hoffl. Great view of the top 5 from the 5th place McLaren. Through Copse. Now, as the McLaren got a bit uncomfortable coming out of the right-hander, now there's about 6.5 tenths back to Jack Laverty, so Thomas Ronhaar does not have to concentrate at all on anyone behind him. Let's see what happens here. I reckon Jus has got enough in hand to not need to defend the inside line at Stowe. Oh, me of little faith, but Luke Smith got very close, but didn't quite get close enough to mount a challenge, but keeping his car very, very large in the mirrors of... Why is this camera so close? That's no good to anybody. What's an advertising... yes, an advertising shot for Alpine, maybe. That's a bit too close. Look at this. Look at Simon Pireni. Very, very close to the tail end of the Englishman, but not able to mount an attack just yet. He's got to bide his time. We're only on lap 6. Long way to go yet until the checkered flag falls. Whoop, having to turn right into a left-hander. It's never normally that comfortable. Now, we've seen the lead change a couple of times. We've seen a few challenges down into Brooklands. Not this time. Feel a little bit too spread out for that. And now Norbert Jakob is on the penalty board. 3 3-second penalties have been scored so far, and I'm sure they're not the only ones. Very curious decision for soft tyres from Norbert and Chanakinti there. Look how close, and Ronhaar's nearly pushing less than a tenth as they scream through Copse. Less than a tenth between himself and the Mercedes ahead of him. My word, look at that! Now that is amazing driving from both of them. That close with no impact. Oh, Hoffl was a bit wide on Chapel there. Oh, this is an opportunity, surely. Luke Smith, Simon Pireni. There goes the Alpine on the inside line at Stowe for the lead of the race. Nicely done from Luke Smith. So the lead has changed hand several times. Oh, where did Luke go? Ah, Luke's gone for the undercut. So he's copying what Jarno Opmeer did yesterday. Curious one. He just taken over the lead and then chose to come in. Well. That, in my opinion, is very, very early. But in fairness, Opmeer did... Well, I was going to say he made it work, but he was rather helped by the safety car coming out. That's not to say we won't see one today, of course. So there's medium tyres for Luke Smith. Where's he going to reappear? He's pretty much going to reappear where we see him, which is 16th position, as Norbert Jakob and Janik Inchi have continued to fall further down the field, unfortunately. Up front, Joost Noordijk and Simon Pereni with Duncan Hoffl. So that is Netherlands versus France versus the Netherlands versus the Netherlands. Up front and versus Britain, if we include Jack Laverty. No, he's not. He's not a Brit. Beg your pardon. I'm looking at the flag on my notes and I forgot. Is that Thailand? Is he Thai? I'm sure someone in chat can correct me on that one. Because on my notes here, he's not got the British flag next to his name. It was me assuming that. Is Joost going to be challenged here? Surely so. And there he goes. Yep. Oh, we've lost Chan. Chan has parked it. Oh, he's Thai. Yes, thank you for confirming that one. And that's Simon Pereni back up into the lead and being chased by the Mercedes into the pit lane along with Thomas Ronhaar. And also that's Jack Laverty coming into the pits as well. So several people coming in. Duncan Hoffl, of course, had to continue because his fellow Mercedes driver Joost Noordijk has come into the pits. I don't think if he comes in the next lap, he should be fine. I don't think he's going to suffer too heavily from that. So now Tom Martinez up into second position, the lead medium starter, Ruben Pedreño, the Spaniard, just coming onto the Wellington straight himself, being chased by Jordan Poland. Another one of our Dutch contingent. So Luke Smith comes out ahead of Simon Pereni. I think it was, so Luke Smith, who pitted earlier, has come out, has jumped Simon Pereni. Nicely done. So it has worked out well for him. It's not really gained him any time, though, because you recall he'd just taken the lead and then jumped into the pits. So he's still being hounded by Simon Pereni. The top four, well, what will become the top four once all the pit stops are done, are still in the same order that they were previously. That's how the top of the field now currently looks. Duncan Hoffl. I'm assuming Hoffl and Martinez are going to come in this time. Let's have a look. Yep. Yes, they did. Both of the remaining soft runners came in. Floris Vyers, beg your pardon, he's a soft runner as well. Does he come in this time? Yes, he does. So that's all the soft runners now ditching their tyres at about the same time. That's going to hand the lead over to Ruben Pedreño. What can he do this time around? So he's not going to have the weather to upset him this time. He had a really slow spin here. He was in a 3 wide situation, or 2 or 3 wide here on the exit of Aintree, and then it all unwound for him yesterday. Oh, hello. Hello, Mr. Poland. Again, that's an odd sentence to say. What does that do for... Oh, further down the field, beg your pardon, Luke Smith has already been nailed by Simon Pereni. That's what is now for 9th, but will be the overall race lead once all the pit stops are dealt with. Come on, camera, change. I can't change that one. There we go. So the battle resumes then. Pereni, Smith, Noordijk, Ronhaar, and Hoffl. So Hoffl now behind Thomas Ronhaar. And Laverty and Martinez not far behind. A bit of breathing space there for Simon Pereni. 0.6 of a second. So he's really getting into his stride on these medium tyres. Oh, wow, that's Jordan Poland right behind Ruben Pedreño. Oh, that McLaren got very uncomfortable on the exit of Stowe. It's the Spaniard managing to keep that one pointing the right way. That's a lot of pressure that's now on his shoulders. That's the view from Sam McBride. So we've watched one pack of 5 hustle for the lead. Now we're seeing a different pack of 6, which are the medium starters. Don't forget, they still got the soft tyre to run. So we'll see if that turns out well for them. Some people do well on the soft rubber. Some people prefer the longevity of the harder tyres. And Simon Pereni would certainly be one of those. As a new fastest lap is set in the Alfa Romeo. As he screams his way down through Abbey, through Farm and through Village again. And Norbert Jakob has retired the car. That's another one retired in the pit lane. 4 gone. That's pretty much everybody that came to grief, other than Floris Vyers. That was everybody that came to grief in the opening part of the race. Oh, Luke Smith getting very close to the back of Simon Pireni again. And Ron Har as well. Look at that. Hughes Nordyke on the exit of Luffield. Oh, someone's brave. My goodness me. Through Woodcut, but could not commit to it, as he was probably ready to. And Dormeyer and Oscar Villicampa. Whoa, that was close on the exit of Stowe, but the Ferrari has managed to wrestle what is currently 4th position from Oscar Villicampa in the Aston Martin, as several people killed the cameraman. My goodness me, that is getting very, very dicey there. Sam Corby, we haven't really mentioned him. He's a very lonely position there. 7.5 behind Sam McBride and 5 seconds ahead of Jeffrey Miguel-Ritchie. Oh, Sam McBride and Oscar Villicampa swapping positions on the exit of the exit village. It's a slightly unusual place to do it. Oh, no, that's not who I was aiming for. That's who I was aiming for. As Oscar Villicampa, is he in trouble because he's lost a position to Sam McBride now as Tom Martinez gets the new fastest lap. He's currently in 15th position there. He is right behind Jack Laverty, who's just right in this mixture for the what will shake out to be the race lead, unless there is, of course, trouble up the top. Bearing in mind, if we have a safety car, that is going to really shake the strategies very, very much, or pretty much the entire field. Look how close this lot is. I'm just stunned at how close these guys get. Just lap after lap after lap. Nordyke again, forcing Luke Smith into a defensive move, heading down towards Copse. My. The Brett is really feeling the pressure from the Dutchman, but that's not allowing the Frenchman to run off into the distance. It's giving him a bit of breathing space. Oh, that's gone a little bit wrong for Luke Smith. DRS is going to help them keep pace with Simon Pireni. Nordyke has a think about it, at least on the inside line coming into Stowe, but does not commit to it. Whoa, lots of dicing going on as they scream down towards Club, but no changes of position yet. There is Jordan Poland, still leading the way about half a second to the good there. We really cannot look away too long from this encroachment. Well, camera, come on, do something, help me here. There it is, 4 cars involved in that mixture. Actually, if we go 1 car further back, we'll see it even better as Ron Hart nearly rams into the back of Hughes Nordyke. Through they come, through the loop, through Aintree again. And again, Pireni's just done what he needed to do to give himself a bit of breathing space to Luke Smith. Oh, I wondered if Nordyke was just biding his time there. Could well be. Because we do have the opportunity to check. We'll see what the battery levels are. Well, about half the battery for Pireni. 40-ish% from Luke Smith. That's not surprising considering how hard he's had to defend. 78%, yeah, 80%. I'm not surprised that the back end of this particular train is very high on battery. I think Thomas Ronhart's just waiting for the inevitable detonation to go on ahead of him and to claim the positions. But it must be said, these drivers are doing a brilliant job of maintaining this furious pace without hitting one another. And yeah, you can just see, you can tell by the body language of the car. Oh, there was impact between Nordyke and Smith. Oh no, has that gone? Is that going to go horribly wrong for Hughes Nordyke? No, my goodness, I thought Ron Hart was going to try and nail both of them then. Ah, an undercut there, a cutback rather, from Hughes Nordyke. Not happy to have Thomas Ron Hart ahead of him. So Simon Pireni's got a penalty. Oh my goodness me, that's going to cause trouble later on, you watch. And right behind now, Duncan Hoffl is joining the party. So he's less than half a second, or he's trying to be less than half a second to those ahead of him. So there was a bit of an impact there between Hughes Nordyke and Luke Smith. Now, has that caused damage to the Mercedes? Well, judging by the fact that he was able to counter-attack Thomas Ronhaar so quickly, might indicate he's gotten away with it. And fastest sector 2, the map is to be believed. Oh, nearly hitting the Alpine as Dormeyer has now added his name to the penalty count. That's going to shuffle that pack that's currently in the top, or realistically the top 6. So trying not to lose sight too much of that. But this battle is just absolutely furious. That's absolutely amazing. On board again with the Mercedes. Just maintaining such a close gap as Oscar Villicamper and Sam McBride swap down because Sam McBride is in the pits. So he's the first of the medium starters to get in and get rid of those tyres. Oh, so Luke Smith very close to Simon Pireni. Now, if it was just those two, I bet you anything that Luke Smith would just stay right in the tyre tracks of Simon Pireni. With the penalty that Simon has, Luke Smith doesn't have to overtake him. However, he's just got this determined Dutchman right behind him, determined to do something about it. So Sam McBride then is going to reappear. Well, he's going to reappear actually quite a way behind the pack we've just seen flying past. Actually, he's going to be relatively close to Floris Vyers. Sam McBride now with a penalty. So that could... Well, that will have an impact. Again, look at this. I keep getting the wrong... Oh, Luke Smith. Again, thinking about it. I mean, it's possible to do a move down there on the inside of Brooklyn. You want, realistically, to get the move done, or committed to at least, way before then. Tom Martinez is getting it wrong one. There we go. He's in this battle as well. He's right behind Jack Laverty. He's right behind Duncan Hoffl, who's right behind the pack we've been staring at. Oh, Hughes Nordyke is getting on board with... no, wrong one again. With Ron High. He was side by side with Luke Smith. I'm doing a terrible job of my camera control. I wholeheartedly apologise today, ladies and gentlemen. And there, look at the pit lane flurry there from Jordan Poland, Ruben Pedreño, and Andrei Terabukin and Andreas Dormeyer all in at once. Oscar Villicamper is opting to continue. Look at the top three. Well, I say the top three. What will become the top three. So close again. Absolutely incredible stuff. Still no major impact between them. If there was contact between Hughes Nordyke and Luke Smith earlier on, it doesn't seem to have dented the pace of the Mercedes at all. Absolutely amazing stuff. But don't discount those what are now going to be soft runners. They could well catch this. If this pack continues to squabble this heavily, there is nothing to say they won't be right with them before the checkered flag falls. We will see. Of course, we've still got another 10 laps to go. 12 laps to go indeed, before that particular question is answered. As Simon Pireni now up into 4th position. And Hughes Nordyke again. He's close enough to know what flavour chewing gum Luke Smith is chewing on at the moment. Absolutely incredible. And still behind, about half a second behind, is Duncan Hoffl and Jack Laverty and Tom Martinez. So don't discount them either. They could easily get involved. If it all comes to tears with this particular pack, I know I'm riding a lot on board with Thomas Ronhaar, but he's got such a great view of the battle of the three cars in front of him, and he himself is just not quite in there. But judging by his battery amount, I think that's intentional. I think he's just biding his time and waiting till later to really try and nail all of them. Oh, used a bit slower through Stowe than I think the McLaren would have liked. Oh, again, you saw he thought about it. And Pedreño and Jordan Poland have swapped round, coming through Stowe as well. So the second McLaren is now up into 11th place. 4 seconds to gain before he's in that pack. And Thomas Ronhaar is almost side by side with Hughes Nordyke. Sam McBride, fastest lap. Not surprised he's on the soft tyres, inside line coming into the village. But no, can't get it done. The McLaren is beaten off by... Well, the McLaren's advances are defeated at the moment. And look how squiggly they're getting. Is the McLaren a little bit wounded, I wonder? Now, Hughes is going to want to try and keep Luke Smith in check, who doesn't seem to be just staying in the tyre tracks of Simon Pireni, because as soon as he got some breathing space back to Hughes Nordyke, he got straight on Simon Pireni's case. I think Luke Smith, he's going to want to get that done. I don't think he's going to leave it to chance. Look at that. That is essentially the top 7. Fantastic stuff here at PSGL. In case you couldn't tell, I'm really enjoying this race, and I very much hope... I do apologise if I scream a lot. Actually, no, I don't apologise for it at all. This is absolutely fantastic stuff, and I make no apologies for enjoying it as much as I hope you guys are at home. Oh, let's have a look at Luke Smith. Let's get on board with Hughes Nordyke. No, Luke Smith doesn't go for the move going into Stowe. Oscar Villicamper is in. Did Sam Corby follow? No. Sam Corby and Jeffrey Ritchie have opted to continue on their medium tyres. Where will Oscar Villicamper reappear? More than likely he's going to be quite some way down the field. As this pack comes screaming past. That's Hoffland and Laverty very close now. Now that was half a second apart. The gap between Duncan Hoffl and Thomas Ronhaar has still maintained around about half a second. Now is Duncan Hoffl biding this time? There's so many different... Well, not judging by that. He's absolutely dumped the battery. And now he's within 4/10 of Thomas Ronhaar. So that lead battle, what is currently battle for third, but again the top two do have to pit, is now going to contain 7 odd cars in it. And there is Tom Martinez. He's not completely out of it. He's a little bit too far back to become a part of it at the moment, but he's not far enough that he's out of it. You're a bit too far back to be our camera car, Mr. Hoffland. But Thomas Ronhaar almost pushing Thomas Nordyke still along the road, and still Simon Pireni has not been able to break away. Now you can see that the Frenchman has got that 3-second penalty on, and we didn't really, it wasn't a mistake. Oh, and the lead has just changed. Jeffrey Ritchie and Sam Corby have just swapped round. Either of them in the pits this time? Nope, they've opted to carry on. I think that was a fairly straightforward run for the Aston Martin on the inside line of Stowe. Why is this camera so close? Can't see anything. I know it's a great... I mean, yeah, the car looks great. Don't get me wrong. But it's too close. Oh, Brooke Bride and Andreas Dormeyer side by side. They're still side by side. Oh, Andreas Dormeyer in the Ferrari just says denied, sir, to the Williams. Oh, and a big tail slapper there. I'm not surprised he's going to get a 3-second for that one. I think even if he did appeal it, I don't think he'd win. Oh no, wrong camera again. Again, apologies. I'm doing such a hash job with the camera control. Look at Jack Laverty on the back of Hoffland again. So Duncan Hoffl has fallen very slightly off the back of Thomas Ronhaar. They're pretty much, you could walk. If the cars were stationary at these gaps, you could almost jump from one car to the next. Absolutely brilliant stuff. On board again with the McLaren. So he's not pushing Nordyke quite as much as he was before, as far as how close he is. It's truth alive. Oh, several people getting very twitchy there. Both Luke Smith and Jus Nordyke getting very, very squiggly, coming through Chapel in particular. And still Simon Pireni is not going to be able to get away though. Oh, Jus seems to be a bit slower than Thomas Ronhaar through that particular corner, as Pedreño and Tarabukin side by side through Stowe. The McLaren and the Alpine having an argument for track position. Who's going to win out? The big move on the Alpine gets ahead coming into Vale. The McLaren's got to bounce over the curve, and Tarabukin wrestles that one from the Spaniard. My goodness me. Russia won out on that one, as Oscar Villacampa gets the fastest lap. He's in 15th position. Right behind the Ferrari is Sam McBride. I beg your pardon, that's the Ferrari behind the McLaren. As Ronhaar and Nordyke now side by side. I don't know where to look. This is absolutely, it's a great problem to have. Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. As still, Jus Nordyke is able to fend. Oh no, that's gone horribly wrong for Ronhaar. Slams into the back of Jus Nordyke, sending him miles wide. Coming into Brooklyn, that surely is going to be damage on the front of the McLaren. Commentator's curse. I will take that one. That was all on me. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Missing a huge section of the right-hand part. The front wing is Thomas Ronhaar. Oh, well, he's not going to be repeating at lights. Well, yeah, he was in pole, but he's not going to be repeating lights to flag this time. He's going to be relying on a safety car, I would think. Oh, no, that is disaster for Thomas Ronhaar. That's going to allow Luke Smith, and already on Simon Pireni goes banzais that on the inside line of Stowe and takes over third position from Simon Pireni. Well, how much battery does see Simon's down to 25% battery, whereas Luke Smith has got 62%. That's because Simon has had to defend for so hard. English, please. For so long. Speeding at the pit lane, that usually is a precursor to a retirement. Is Thomas Ronhaar going to park the car? I wouldn't blame him if he did. Because he's not likely to recover unless he has a safety car. If he retires and then we have a safety car, then he will be absolutely gutted. We do see some clouds up at the top. We're not expecting any rain in this particular race. Look at Pireni. He's having a look. Not close enough this time. Ronald hasn't parked the car, in fairness, so he's just carrying a 5-second penalty just to make his day even worse. Oh, the tail getting very lively on Simon Pironi's car. He's got 6.5 laps to go. Goodness me. Do I have a chance to catch my breath? I doubt it. Oh, my word. It's a shame for Thomas Ronhaber. He has opted to continue. I mean, if we have a safety car, there won't be much racing at the end of it, but you never know. You just got to carry on going. Ritchie and Corby have got to come in. They can't. Those are their starting tyres. And there you go. You can see Sam Corby at the bottom of the shot. Here comes Pironi again. Does not commit to the move. He's trying to get some... again, another squiggle there from the Alfa Romeo of the exit of Stowe. That car is lively. Very, very lively. Riding on board with Tom Martinez this time. That's the view up to what will be the lead of the race. You can actually... you can't quite see, but you might see when we get on to... or background to the Hangar Straight, our actual leader, which is Jeffrey Ritchie and Sam Corby. My word. Absolutely amazing. There's Jeffrey Ritchie. 2 seconds ahead of Sam Corby, who's 2 seconds ahead of this absolute pack of shards. There goes Pironi again on the inside line of Brooklands. And again, Luke Smith knows that one is done. He knows he's got time to mount the counter-attack. I'll place your bets now. Who do you think is going to come out on top? 5 laps to go. Or 5.5 laps to go. Who's going to come away with top honours? Tom Martinez, you're going to get a fair amount of airtime here because you're in a great position to act as our camera car. There's Hughes Nordyke, who's fallen behind Jack Laverty, I've just realised. Jack Laverty is now on the back of Duncan Hoffl. That's essentially 4th that he's in now. Goodness me. DRS again. Luke Smith closing in on Simon Pironi. Oh, Jack, that was never going to do anything, really. Do Jeffrey Ritchie and Sam Corby come in this time? No, what they do know they have to pit, don't they? They are going on a very, very long time. What are they hoping for? Rain? I know there's some clouds in the air, but I don't think you're going to win out on that one. Their tyres must be absolutely screaming right now. Also, 1.5 seconds behind this lot is those that started on the mediums. There, you've just seen Jordan Polo and Andre Derabukin and Ruben Pedreño. Words, correct order. Don't fail me now. Good grief. That's the view from Oscar Villacampa. Bearing in mind, he's actually just the length of the Wellington Straight behind who will be the race leader. That's all there is. From currently 3rd to 14th. Unreal. Absolutely unreal. I shouldn't be surprised, really, because this is what we come to expect from our PSGL contingent. But it amazes me nonetheless. Sam Corby down to rubber bands now on his Red Bull, as far as tyres are concerned. Now, is this going to cause problem for Simon Pironi? Well, it's going to give Simon Pironi DRS, if nothing else. I would imagine he's going to use it. There he goes. So Red Bull has been nailed by one. And I was about to say, I doubt Luke Smith is just going to stay in the tyre tracks of the Red Bull. No, don't want that camera. Don't want that one really either. What is Sam Corby doing? How on earth is those tyres not exploded? Goodness me. So that's Simon Pironi now up into 2nd. Luke Smith up to 3rd. Sam Corby somehow managing to make this turn. Why are you coming in with only a few laps to go? Who am I to argue? These guys know what they're doing. Oh, that's Jack Laverty and... whoa, Jack Laverty! How on earth did you keep that in a straight line? That was great car control from Jack Laverty. My goodness me, pole has gone up. Who's going to win this race? Is it going to be Pironi? Is it going to be Smith, Hoffland or Laverty? Well, Laverty is now arguing with Nordyke for what will become 5th. How on earth did Jack Laverty keep that one from going off into the dust? That was fantastic car control from the Thai driver. Where is Pironi? There he is. He's got half a second between himself and Luke Smith, so he's probably going to be okay coming down. Yeah, he'll be okay coming into Stowe, I'd have thought. Sam Corby is absolutely going to be mugged by Duncan Hoffl. There he goes. Is he going to come in this time? Well, Jeffrey Ritchie hasn't. Nope. The Red Bull is determined to finish on those tyres. Well, I mean, you'll be disqualified. So at least you'll come home initially in a decent position. I don't get why they're doing it, but hey, who am I to argue? Who do I think? I was confident with Simon Pireni as Jack Laverty has made his way past the ever slower Jack Laverty. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to make a vote on the chat because I can't see the chat otherwise. Oh, Sam Corby. Bit of a nudge there to use Nordic. But surely the Mercedes, as we ride on board with the Red Bull, or did briefly, there you go. There's the inside line for Use Nordic on the inside of Brooklands. Job done. Just going to quick. I had to. A lot of people favouring Luke Smith, or the majority of the votes going Luke Smith way. Well, I mean, he's in optimum position to do it. 3 laps to go. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Oh, barely catch my breath. This has been absolutely amazing. Jeffrey Ritchie is going to become real popular real quick in a minute. Look at the tower. DRS from 3rd right the way down to 14th. Whoa, Luke Smith! Struth alive. I think you caught Simon Pireni out there. Side by side coming down in the Vale. No, the Frenchman can't counter-attack just yet. They've got themselves 0.7 of a second between themselves and Hoffland, as Sam Corby has now remembered he has a pit crew, and he's going to come in with 2 laps to go. Maybe you can find some pink-marked Ultra Soft tyres. Do you remember those? Well. Will Simon Pireni find the extra bit he needs to reclaim Luke Smith, or will Luke beat the Frenchman and already goes to the defensive line? Does not want to give Simon Pireni any kind of advantage. Coming through into Brooklands for the penultimate time in this race. Jeffrey Miguel, for God's sake, don't get in the way. I mean no disrespect, as Ron Haar has been speeding in the pits again. Surely this time he's retiring the car, because that's the second time he's been in. He's only done 3 laps on these tyres. It's going to be a retirement, I would think, for the McLaren. If not, he's just going to be... Maybe he'll go for fastest lap. Who knows? Oh, so close. The Frenchman pushing Luke Smith through Maggots and Beckett's. How on earth is Jeffrey Ritchie not exploded his tyres yet? Really hope he's not going to influence how this race is going to go, because he's now right in the face of the race leader. And he pits. So Miguel, I keep saying Miguel, that's his second middle name, first middle name, I beg your pardon. Is Jeffrey Miguel. Reno Ritchie has come into the pits and gets royally out of the way. So it is a last lap showdown. Smith versus Pireni versus Hoffland versus Laverty, technically versus Nordic, because he's in that battle as well. Oh, side by side, Pireni doesn't even wait. Whoa, no, that's impact to Luke Smith. Luke's round. Oh, that's Hughes Nordic that's hit him. Oh no, it was the merest of taps between Pireni and Smith. Oh, Hughes Nordic is down into 12th. And now he's spinning at every opportunity. Rear tyres are on fire. Oh no, use Nordic. Well. I would imagine that one is going to go to the stewards, but we'll see what happens there. Pireni was committed to the move, but it now completely changes as Oscar Villacampa doesn't want to be forgotten and adds his name to the penalty board from 10th position. He's actually in his own side-by-side there, or was, with Jordan Poland. So there's a great scrap forming here. There's Andreas Dormeyer and Ruben Pedreño. It's not the first time those two have crossed swords. But Simon Pireni and now Tarabukin with a penalty on the board. Look at that pack for 5th. That's Tarabukin and Pedreño we were talking about. We'll jump to them in a minute. Now, Thomas Ronhaar is going for the fastest lap here, I would think. Well, remember, Simon Pireni does have that penalty. Pedreño and Tarabukin a swap round coming down at the Vale. There's Dormeyer having a look at it, but your winner on the road is Simon Pireni. You're inheriting the win at the moment is Duncan Hoffl in the Mercedes. Jack Laverty in 2nd. Martinez 3rd. Pireni 4th. Then it's Pedreño, Poland, Terry Buchan, McBride, Oscar Villacamera 9, Andres Dormeyer falling all the way down to 10th due to penalties, Smith 11th, Vyers 12th, and the odd tyre strategy, I think it's fair to say, from Jeffrey Ritchie has seen him spin and park his car. Has he actually finished? Yes, he has. So he has finished his car. It is destroyed on the start-finish line. Used Nordyke with most of his car has now come over the line. Sam Corby gets the fastest lap of the race. The only one still running is Thomas Ronhart. I bet you he's going for the fastest lap. But what a run. Oh, my word. Well, I voted for Simon Pireni to take the win. Of course, he did have that. He crossed the line first, but he did have that penalty that drops into 4th. And may well be words said about the impact between himself and Luke Smith. But that is for the stewards to decide. That's not for me to comment about now. Oh, yay. What a race we have seen. Now, does Thomas Ronhart take the fastest lap? As he comes out of Vale, answer is yes, he does. And has lots of destroyed cars greeting him as well. At least his AI stopped him. Oh. Why not? Driver of the day, Jack Laverty. Why not indeed? What a great race. My brain is melted now. Look at that. Holland, Thailand, and Great Britain represented on the podium. So there we go. Look at that. The person that got the least votes out of the poll for the win got the driver of the day. Great stuff there, and came home in second. But Luke Smith, in the mixture, but wasn't quite his day. A great run nonetheless. So there it is. Before Stewart's intervention, it is Duncan Hoffl and Jack Laverty, followed by Tom Martinez taking on the podium. Then it is Pedreño, Poland, all the P's there, 4, 5, 6. Terry Buchan, McBride, Villacamper, Dormeyer, Smith, Vyers, Ritchie, Nordyke, Corby, Ronhart, Jakob, Akinci. I'll get that right. We lost Jakob, Akinci, West, and Martins. Oh, wow. Ladies and gentlemen, I genuinely hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. My goodness me, I am absolutely ruined after that, but what a way to go. I think we'll all agree with that. Right, holding music on. So at this moment, we give our drivers a few moments to come and have a chat. To me, it's not mandatory for the Podium 3 to come and have a chat, but we always hope that they do, because I'd love to hear the thoughts of our top 3. But it's entirely up to them if they make themselves available for me to drag them into the commentary box to have a chat. I'll just do my thank yous at this point whilst we wait for our drivers. Thank you very much to those that have been with us throughout the entire stream and those catching up with us post-event. It's always a great pleasure to have you along, and what a race we have been treated to. Absolutely fantastic. We have got our 3rd place man in the waiting room. Let's drag him in. Hello, Tom. You're muted. There you are. Yes. Well, that was eventful.
That was good fun. It was a steady race, overtaking very difficult around this track. I'll be honest. Overall, isn't that the office? It pays to be patient. That's the best way to summarise it, I think.
I was going to say, were you eyeing a podium? What was your thoughts coming into Silverstone?
Not really. My pace isn't great here, to be honest with you. I'm not a one-lap driver, and qualifying bailed me out. I managed to qualify P6, so I kind of managed to just clear the danger behind, which is what usually happens to me when I get caught up in trouble. So at that point, it was just keep it clean, stay in the train, and then if opportunities present themselves, try and take them. And there was a few moments with Ronhart and Joost, and then Joost and Luke Smith and Nomsy, I believe, on lap 25 or 24. So yeah, that was really the name of the game. I tried to make a few passes, but it's so hard to pass around here.
Well, you want to talk about hard to pass, you know where we are next week, don't you?
Yeah, well, it's, I guess you can consider it some form of a warm-up, I guess, or a way to build up your patience in a way. definitely. I'm glad I got these points on the board just in case. Put it that way before next week.
Don't blame you. So it is indeed the Principality. It's Monaco next time around. Is that usually a favourite, or is that one to avoid for you?
I think it's one to avoid. I like Monaco, but I am a career mode player, and I do like a flashback. So it's going to be... It's one of them lottery ones. We'll just see what tickets I draw on the day.
Best of luck for Monaco and for the rest of the season. Thank you very much, Tom Martinez.
Thank you very much.
Second place finisher has made himself available. It is from Thailand. It is Jack Laverty. Jack, are you with us?
I had my mic on mute. Whoops.
Well, you had a lot of ringside seat, and then you stormed through to take second at the end. Wow, bravo, sir.
Yeah, just a race of spectating, really, and then everyone kind of...
Detonated.
I don't know. Yeah, they kind of self-explode. Yeah, don't know what happened there, but spectating was the way to go, I guess.
Again, same kind of question to you as I just asked Tom. Were you eyeing a podium coming into Silverstone?
No. I mean, I literally did like an hour, 2 hours of practice before this, so I didn't really expect to be here. But it's always nice. It's annoying I don't get these podiums, but it's nice when I do get them at least.
Well, I mean, what a great way to get it. And just like you say, consistency and patience really paid off for you this time. And you'll need that in spades for Monaco next week. Is that a favourite or not so much for you?
Oh, man.
I'd answer that one.
Until you said that. Oh, man, I was so happy until you said that.
I'm sorry, Jack. I'll take that one. But we wish you the best of luck for Monaco and for the season to come. Thank you very much. Jack Laverty.
Thank you.
And we have got our race winner from the Netherlands. It is Duncan Hoffl.
Yo.
Well, I think it's fair to say you had... This is somewhat makes up for a fairly disastrous run yesterday.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Wow, what a racer. Bravo. Well done on bringing home the win. You want to talk about never giving up. I mean, was there anything kind of hanging over from you from yesterday? I mean, your qualifying pace, you had 4/10 easily over your time from yesterday. Was there anything kind of hovering over your mind from yesterday, or was it a case of nope, just ignore that and concentrate on today?
Well, I mean, I just learned a lot from yesterday. I also checked my lap, what I did wrong, and I tried to improve today to set a better lap time, and it worked out really well in quali.
Oh, good. Well, yeah, I'll say. It's truth. I mean, like I say, you found about 4/10, I think, 3.5 to 4/10 from your time from yesterday. Absolutely stunning stuff. Monaco next time. Will it be a running streak of 2 for the Principality, or is that just one to get over and done with and move on?
Wait, did you say if Monaco is a good lap or a good track?
Does it work for you? Do you like Monaco? Is it a track that normally does well for you, or is it one to just hope to get over and done with and get on with the season?
Well, yeah, it will be quite hard, of course, because I also have Challenger Series on the PlayStation. So from tomorrow until Wednesday, I will be practicing on PlayStation for the other 2 tracks. So then I will have a half day or 1 day to practice on Monaco, get a setup and do a race. So it will probably be quite hard, but it's a challenge.
Goodness me. Well, we wish you the best of luck for Monaco and very much good luck for the Challenger Series as well, of course. And we will see you next time. And best of luck for the season as well. Thank you very much. And well done again on the win, Duncan Hoffl.
Thank you.
So again, thank you very much to those that have been with us throughout the stream. A great pleasure to have you on board. As mentioned, next time out, it is the Principality of Monaco. So let's see how the streets fare for these drivers. You know where to find us. It is for F2. It is 8 p.m. next Thursday. F1, of course, will return next week at 7 p.m. next Wednesday. But there's plenty of other tiers, plenty of other racing going on here at PSGL. Don't miss any of it. Until then, thank you very much and good night.